Okay, I'm recording. So, hurry, I'm recording.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone shut up.
I almost have had to say it.
Guys, shut up. Go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're recording.
Right, so mine isn't really very science heavy. It's called Taste Isn't Everything because it isn't. When it comes to the science of eating, which is something everyone here really likes doing.
I only need to feel my body.
Right, so yes, next one. A lot of people tend to confuse taste and flavor. They're not the same thing. They're two things that are very different. And in the presentation, that's actually what I'll be concentrating on. What is taste, what is flavor, and how do those things contribute to the entire enjoyment of a meal. So, there's a difference between taste and flavor. Taste is a chemical sense perceived by receptor cells in your mouth. When you take something into your mouth, it starts off, your saliva starts off a chemical reaction depending on what you're eating. And the chemical reaction to that is what gives you the sense of taste. And that is the surface of your tongue. Because you have tiny, your taste buds are little receptor cells made up with other cells as well. And if you stick your tongue out and look at your tongue, it's all bumpy. And each of the little bumps is one of your taste buds. So you can stick your tongue out and look at it, and the bumpier it is, the more taste buds you have. So, yes, that's papillary. We have receptor cells which make up your taste buds. Now, the tastes that you actually have, though everybody says, oh, I have a wide variety of tastes. No, every single person has just six. What you can taste, the chemical reaction in your mouth helps you taste bitterness, sweetness, saltiness, sourness, something called umami, which was discovered fairly recently in the 1900s. And umami it's called that because it was discovered by a Japanese person. Okay. And umami is a word that describes that really yummy, meaty, like savory flavor, which in one word is umami. And we don't have an equivalent in English. And no one's bothered to find one. So things like stock cubes, MSG is because that's a chemical fake umami flavor. But that's the flavor of umami. It's that nice, salty, rich flavor. And the latest thing that we have found is, because earlier they thought you had only 4 tastes, which were the bitter, sweet, salty and sour. In the 1920s they came up with umami, and now recently in the 1970s, and now they're kind of researching it further, they discovered that you have a taste receptor for fat. You can actually, your system can differentiate, like, can actually taste fat. And why this is that, and before we get to that taste, why certain people say, oh, I have, they're more sensitive to salt, or they have a higher tolerance for sweetness, is because they have the chemical receptors that they have are more in that area. We have a chemistry person here who can probably explain the chemical process much better than I ever could, but in a nutshell, that's what happens. So that's why some people like saltier food, because they have more of the chemical receptors for salt, so they like it. Or people who like eat chocolate like there is no tomorrow, and really enjoy it and don't have a sugar coma later, have more of the receptor for sugar, for sweet. So they have the curve. And you know how like teenagers go, oh my god, old people are so tasteless. And you're like, well, you know, they're actually right. Because in a way they are. Because once you are about age 20, half the chemical receptors you were born with die, your taste buds. So a kid actually has a lot more taste than any adult will have. Which is also why you don't give babies salt, you don't give them sugar, you don't give them stuff in your food. It's not because they will rot their teeth or develop unusual cravings or anything like that. It's simply because their taste buds are so finely attuned that if you just puree carrot, the sweetness of the carrot itself, which we can't taste as adults, the babies get it anyway. And if you flake fish or something like the magnesium and stuff in the fish gives them enough of a salt or taste that they don't need extra salt. So So that's. Now we're coming to that. That's flavor, not a taste. Right? So those are the 6 tastes, and these 6 tastes have been with humanity from, and probably developed from prehistoric times. Okay? Because when you didn't know anything about science and chemistry and you were living in a cave with your bare skin, the thing is that the sweet, sour, bitter, whatever it is, the stuff. Okay, so sweet foods are things like yams, berries, and they are high in dietary fiber, they're high in fructose, they're high in glucose, all things that your body needs for, okay?
For
energy.
For energy.
For energy.
Pay attention, you backbencher.
Oh, the grade 5 answer. Gee, call it someone.
He's passing notes in the back, teacher.
So yes, because that's what your body needs for energy. So you eat lots of berries and lots of like yams and stuff that will give you instant energy. Right? Salty foods contain sodium. Sodium is really important for like balancing the fluid levels contained in your body, right? And it has important trace minerals. So sour foods which are hard, like oranges and lime and stuff like that. Okay, or yogurt, which came much later in agriculture, but things like oranges and hard foods give you a lot of vitamins. C, K, all those important vitamins that you have come from like citrusy fruit. Bitterness is important because most things that are really bitter are poisonous. So it would immediately tell you, don't eat that because it's quite possibly bad for you. Right? And umami, anything that contains umami, cheese, milk, butter, all sorts of meats, and some kinds of mushrooms, full of protein. And that is the building block of your entire body. So umami is important. And fats. Fats are important because if you're living in a cave with a fire and it's cold, you need insulation. But apart from that, it also doesn't it act as like a sheet for your nervous system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And doesn't it helps cushion your organs, internal organs and stuff. So fat, although it is very bad.
I don't think like eating fat directly like contributes. Like you can get fat from not eating fatty stuff,
Yes.
but fats are just really high in energy for their
fats
mass,
are high in
for their
energy.
weight.
Fats are high in energy, and also one more thing, it helps you, if I'm not mistaken, break down certain vitamins.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It does, right?
Fats and oils.
Because some of them,
are
right? So because they're fat soluble and that just helps you break it down.
But I have a
So,
question
yes.
about that. Sorry to interrupt. So when you talk about you can taste fat. I mean there are vitamins you need that are fat soluble, but are our taste sensors, are they capable of dealing with of picking fat out? Or I would simply assume that fat, like if you have like a bit of like fat in your mouth, you don't. Oh God!
That's a perfect question. You asked, but you may have had seriously rather dodgily, but you asked a perfect question at just the right time.
Okay.
Because that's the first thing you're going to try out.
It's not fatty, I'm on the protein.
Everybody grab a spoon, please. Because we don't want to like share spoons and stuff.
I own my own spoon, not sharing with these filthies.
Says the
I'm
guy
cold.
who basically put his arm into the kankum.
That's right. Didn't you do the same thing right after I did it?
Now,
With the kankum.
can you take a little bit of this and this?
Don't double dip.
Right? Just taste it. Taste it.
Spoon over here, spoon to the
It's
back,
ice
please.
cream.
I can double dip, but I'll go fast.
We need 2 spoons. No spoons for you. I'll just use my fingers then.
We have more.
You want a spoon? Oh yes, yes, 3 spoons.
3 spoons, thanks. Just right off fingers in the porridge.
Taste it first and see what you think of it. What do you think it is? It's biscuit pudding.
It looks fast. I'm scared.
Oh, if you're so scared, yes.
It's Catalan.
I think it's. I shouldn't say I know what it is. I'm not selling.
Are we allowed to take guesses or how does it work?
Thilani.
It's an ice cream cup, so it's ice
I
cream.
should have taken a big spoonful.
So there's that, right?
But what kind of ice cream?
What do you think of it? Good, bad, nice?
Here's of our enemies. Improve the
Tastes
form.
very unhealthy, but it's nice.
What?
Oh,
Oh my god.
Something was a bit...
the chemical
No,
engineer.
it tastes nice, but it just tastes like if I ate too much
Can
of
you
it,
take a little bit of
probably
this
bad.
and pass it on?
I didn't taste it.
No, but
I don't know, but I didn't think of it as creamy. I didn't think of it as creamy.
Yes, it wasn't very
It wasn't creamy.
Powdery.
So I didn't. I don't think it had a high fat content. I'm guessing it didn't have a high fat content.
Shut up. That came out on camera. I want you to know that. LG said that last time.
That's a good rapist.
Wasn't me, I was framed.
Shut up.
People behind the curtain.
Oh, you get ice cream.
Mm.
Yeah. Alright.
She said don't double dip.
You should do it.
You outbreak
Oh,
me.
Okay, so everyone...
you guys didn't get it. You guys
Both?
didn't get it.
Why didn't you give it?
Which one do you actually prefer? The first or the second?
Second.
Second.
Because last time like half of it. It's sweeter. First is nicer.
Vasan got half a tub.
First one I felt like the fat content was less.
I like the first one.
Okay.
I like the first one. Second one was too
Yes,
creamy.
right. There was like a powdery, weird kind of texture to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as rich and tasty as the second one. Because the first one was fat-free. It was completely fat-free ice
The first
cream.
one.
And the second one was a full-fat normal vanilla. The other one was fat-free vanilla.
Shit,
So even though you don't know it,
The first one I-
your tongue and your senses
First one was fat free.
definitely know when you're eating something that doesn't have fat because you like the fat more. And unfortunately, that is something that your body has like from olden days, like from ages ago. Because if you were given a choice of the two, if you know one is fat free and you're trying to lose weight, you will make yourself believe that everything fat free is like really nice, and because you're losing the pounds, you will go yum 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 and eat it. But if you're honestly given a choice between the two, except for us, we can't the taste do differ, and I'll go to that. But 99% of people go, oh yum, fat, nice. It's the same with like a beef curry. If you have normal beef, unless you like nicely make it in some kind of pressure cooker, and it's nice and soft, so a little bit of fat cooked in with it, it makes it so much yummier.
And I've heard that babies tend to pick the high fat, like they
You said baby skin.
Yeah.
High fat.
Baby's cake.
That wasn't the best though.
Actually, that's right too.
they call it the other wife.
That's actually correct
How
too.
far you have
Baby skin.
fallen.
Baby skin has higher fat. The fat is really
How do
good
you know
for-
that?
for
You know
like,
this is you're recording this, right?
What
Right.
taste?
What I was trying to say is,
Take the
I think in a test they did with babies, they immediately could spot the high fat milk or whatever it is, and they went for the high fat.
Because your body knows that that's what you need
Get more energy.
to like build up energy, to build up, all your muscles and stuff like that. You need the protein and the fat. Right? So
Well, it's
automatically your body
the same-
will always go for that over like something that's not fat. Even
Well,
if
it's
you
the
don't
same when
want
you
to
fry
like it.
bacon, right? When you cut off the rind and fry bacon, it tastes rather bland, but when you fry it with the fat
It's so yummy
in it,
with fat. Of course, that's also because it's salt cured, so it's double yumminess.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
got the
umami,
fat and the
because of
umami
meat.
and the salt in there. So it's like a whole bunch of tastes there that are getting satisfied at once.
Yeah, that makes
So you
sense.
should have some lemon juice and we're done.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, and the sweet, the fruit coconut.
That's why you have bacon with maple syrup.
Oh, there you go, maple syrup.
I don't
Yeah, that's a
know.
lot of sugar.
Are you going to cover the
Anyway.
sweet and salty?
So,
Wait.
Well, no, I'll let you. I won't.
so basically, these are the 6 basic tastes that your receptors are sensitive to in anything you eat. So, however sophisticated your preferences have become, unfortunately, you are still like everybody on the planet has the same taste. I'm very sorry, it's not like different tastes. You all
LJ likes
same
Hong
taste.
Kong, yeah, that's
Right?
Don't judge me.
Philistine.
And scientists, some of them say that, one of the difficulties in people not being able to do any low-fat diets or low-fat diets not working or fat-free diets not working for you and sugar-free diets not working for you is simply because your body continues to reject no fat and no sugar, no carbohydrate. That's why they always say like your fruit and your vegetables, even if you're cutting out like say bread and whatever it is, you have to eat, like you have starch in your carrots, you have starch in like, and sugars in beetroot, which is very high sugar, right? Yes?
Yeah.
High sugar. So the thing is that by eating all these vegetables and stuff like that, you're getting that anyway. Your bodies will never like consent to a low fat and low starch and low sugar diet. It's just not simply not possible.
Atkins diet for the win.
Atkins is fat though.
Atkins
Fat
is
and protein.
Atkins is so 2000.
So,
It's now keto.
yeah. So basically, you may think in that case that since chemical receptors in your mouth are the ones that dictate your taste, like the more you have, the better. Because wow, but unfortunately, that's not true. Because you have people called super tasters who have massive amounts of like taste buds. And for them, the slightest bit of salt or sugar or whatever, they're so sensitive that they probably couldn't eat, they probably don't like bacon because it's far too salty. It's like, yeah. And they probably couldn't eat like, they probably prefer like semi-sweet chocolate or bitter chocolate because proper milk chocolate is too sweet. So they're really on the unlucky end of the spectrum because they can't really enjoy a lot of stuff that you and I would. But you must know that. Because they are very highly sensitive, they don't like a lot of fat. So they generally they have found that most super tasters are 20 to 30% thinner than the average person. And now they're doing tests into obesity and taste receptors, like the connections, that there might be connections between obesity and taste receptors. So,
Makes sense.
yes, so people who feel that they are super tasters generally actually because they eat less because so much food is a little too much for the taste of it. So that's the plus side of being a super taster. So now we get to flavor. So that was taste. And you asked about chili and stuff. Right? Flavor is like an infusion of multiple stuff. To perceive flavor, these are the stimuli because it's all stimuli that give us flavor. These chemical reactions that happen inside your mouth, and gustatory, which is taste, which is what we discussed now. But to that is added olfactory sense. Very important to flavor. There's a sense of touch because just think of like things like durian. How many people have eaten durian?
Oh.
How many people think durian tastes nice?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
How many people think durian smells disgusting? And
Smells like
probably you and me haven't been able to get to the yummy tasting durian because we are so disgusted by the smell.
But tastes so good.
Exactly. So now, so we were brave enough to get past the smell because smell is really an important part of whether you like a food or not. If it smells bad, you're almost and then the tactile, the sense of touch. It's like a lot of people refuse to eat sushi and sashimi. They think raw fish is slimy, and I don't like eating raw eel and raw stuff. It tastes slimy. So once you actually get it into your mouth and chew it, you might find you like it, but it's just like.
No, I don't give you consent.
Tactile, right?
I have a quick question though.
No, you don't.
Durian, because it smells so bad, and when we're talking about primeval man using smell and taste to judge whether something is rotten or good for them, sort of like, where's the connection between someone cracks open a durian and actually eats something that
Monkeys
smells so
love durian.
repugnant?
I love it.
And like, I mean,
That is learned behavior. What happens is
Somebody
you are like generally primitive man. You watch what you learn what things may be poisonous by observing animals. If animals avoid certain things, it's pretty good chance it's poisonous. If you see an animal like cracking open a foul-smelling thing and scooping it up and eating it like there was no tomorrow, you might think, okay, let me try it and see.
But I just want to jump in on that one because I think there's something interesting there because durian has a smell of slight decomposition.
Never tried cat.
And now if you notice one of the big things that people are doing is they're doing these ultra-aged steaks. Because even fruit, we respond to the process of ripening. Ripening is a form of decom. right? So for durian to me is an extreme version of it. But even meat, like really like immediately killed meat or doesn't have that smell. But you find yourself responding when it's meat a little more aged. I mean, in general, like in steaks, that's that same thing, like taste. Apart from it, that happens. So I think that the case with durian is that I think that we are hardwired also for a little bit of decomposition. We like that. It softens the meat. It provides. And I think the same with durian. I think it's a smell of decomposition. Yeah.
It could very well be.
Yeah.
And so tactile and thermal heat. Now this has been out for a while, so I don't know if still does somebody want to be a guinea pig?
Ice Milo this way. Warm Milo can be that way.
Oh.
How are you gonna go?
Get a way to get 4 more.
This one first. This is the same. I made one big mug of coffee and just divided it into 3. So there's no difference. It's just 1 divided into 3.
Can I have a sip?
Yeah, sure.
Iced coffee.
And that's a brilliant sip.
That's fine. That's okay.
One sip, Harry. One sip. Follow instructions.
That's room temperature.
I swirled it around with my tongue.
Okay.
I bet you did. I bet
That's
you did.
basically room temperature.
Hey.
Okay.
Not an ass.
And
How
this
you-
one.
Was it good?
He swallowed, didn't he?
A bit salty.
That was warm.
It was Arabic coffee, but now it's Moroccan.
That's too clever for me.
French influence.
It's too slow.
It's French.
Does it taste better when it's warm?
Yes.
Yes, because when it's warm, the aroma, LJ.
It wasn't me, it was Harry! It was Harry!
It wasn't LJ.
But generally you would find that hot coffee
I'm not giving you
tastes better than room temperature coffee, simply because by heating it, you release all the aromas in the coffee. And it's the same cup, it's the same, there's nothing different in both those cups you drank. It's just not so nice at room temperature, it's much nicer when it's warm. This should have been iced coffee, it's kind of still cold. Try it and see.
But whilst they're doing that, there was a soup I once made when I was working in the chef had a really cool idea. It was like a snail or pepper soup or something like that, and it had tomato in it, and it had saffron. And when it was hot, the taste of tomato comes out, and when it cools down, the noted flavor, the flavor note that's strongest is the saffron.
Yes. Now like in this coffee, it was kind of okay because it's coming warm coffee. It was really nice even at room temperature. But if it had been normal Nescafe, it would have been nothing to set the world on fire.
They all taste
Much
good,
nicer
Thilani,
when
because they were
it's
made out
warm.
of love.
This is the aroma, guys. Seriously. Okay? Much nicer when it's warm because the aromas help, the scent helps you enjoyment of what you're drinking. It doesn't make it. It doesn't get different because it's heated. The cold, what happens is the milk becomes creamier consistency when it's chilled. So that's why iced coffee is like a nice creamy, thicker texture, even though there's absolutely no difference in like the amount of water or coffee or milk that went into that cup.
So I have a question. So you're saying that when it's hotter, it's not the taste that changes. We're getting the same taste. It's the smell.
Yes, because what happens is
It
your
releases.
smell receptors are at the back of your throat and up here in your sinuses, because remember your nose and your throat are connected.
So it smells not from the nose,
You
So
don't
that's why.
taste
So when
flavor.
it's hotter, it's not that it tastes better. It's that it smells better.
But what happens is your entire experience of tasting becomes much richer because your sense of smell is involved.
Okay.
So
Which is
isn't
why
that
when
what
you
cats
have a
do?
cold, you don't really have an appetite for anything,
That's
food
what cats do. They
just
won't
tastes
eat anything
good.
that they can't smell.
Right. And that is not because the food is bad or any different. It can be the same food you enjoyed the day before. But it's simply that without your sense of smell, you have no sense of flavor. You will only have those basic 6 tastes. You can taste bitterness, you can taste sweetness, you can taste whatever. You can't taste like any of the enjoyment of the actual thing comes from your sense of smell. And the thermal thing, that's what you were saying. Because certain things, like certain acidic things, when they are heated up, they are more, the heat actually enhances that acidity. But things like milk or cheese, or when they're colder, the natural creaminess comes through, so the actual enjoyment of a dish could depend, like one dish which is meant to be served cold, if it's served hot, might not be as nice. it has the very same ingredients, but just the simple act of like the temperature can change how you enjoy, because it releases certain textures, certain flavors, certain aromas, whether it's hot or cold. It can completely change the way you enjoy a dish just with that. And the other one you mentioned, chili. The one thing you get from chili is awi. Chili is not a flavor or a taste. All that you get, the sensation is pain.
It's like burning.
When you, yes. Oh, wait. I forgot that.
Wasabi for the win.
Alright, everyone shenanigans, get your shenanigans out now.
Last bit, go on, get yours.
What
Actually, I think we should get last.
So disruptive,
like peppers, like raw chilies.
As punishment?
As punishment, yeah. And as experiment.
I used to put
raw chili in your mouth?
Experimental punishment.
I used to
Hot stuff in your mouth.
hot stuff in my mouth, you know. But that's called a Thursday for me. No. What I used to put a chili in a bottle of really like cheap, crappy vodka, and that would steep it and at the same time
Very
make it.
tiny bit on the tip of your finger.
And into your mouth.
Real
Wasabi.
Real wasabi.
Just the tip.
Squeeze that entire tube in your mouth and like it.
Do you want to try that?
Say that people who can't do the chili can't do the pain.
No, what happens is when you, does anybody want to try?
It's real wasabi.
Give him a spoonful of wasabi.
Dude, this is the real stuff, man.
Alright, go on.
You want some? Just do tiny bit on the edge of your tongue, I'm telling you.
Oh my
This
God.
is like, it's like,
This is the real
this is the real stuff, yes.
It's the real stuff and it's so fabulous. You can't get, how the hell did you get your hands on it?
Always.
My cousin sent it to me. I'll get her to send you some too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Send it from
I
Singapore.
will forever be in her.
Oh, my nose.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. It comes to the
Yes. Now,
Oh,
Stuff.
It's not so bad.
we have this?
This is the house. It's really good for your cold.
The other one is Tabasco.
Put it on.
when you take a
Tabasco.
nice big, yes, your expression is like, "Ugh," because everything seizes up. People, when they take really big doses of chili, you break out into a sweat. You kind of all seize up. You gasp for breath. All
Isn't
those
that being in
are
love
the
as well?
actual reactions to pain. If you get punched in the nuts, you react the same way. You cheer.
That's it. That's it.
You gasp for breath. Yeah, you gasp for breath.
You want a
get
different
tears
stage?
streaming down your face, and for 5 seconds you're like, what happened to me? And then the pain sets
Sounds
in.
like my last
So,
relationship.
Scoville units for chili are basically a measurement of pain. The fact that Dimitri can resist, can have a higher pain threshold, of which he is very proud, it's not a good thing. You know why? Pain is your body's natural defense against being injured.
Like diarrhea.
If you have a higher pain threshold, it means that you can probably fall off the balcony, break something, and keep walking and damage yourself even more without realizing it, because your pain receptors are dead. You can eat a lot more chili and then wonder why at 40 you have cirrhosis of the liver. It's because your pain receptors are pretty much dead. So your body is not protecting itself against pain and injury. Right? So
Some people actually can't really cut chili.
no, a little bit of chili is good, because like lots of people like a little spice in life and a little bit of adventure. They both like blandness. But
It
I know I
also
was
makes you sweat.
and
It makes you sweat, which is good in a hot country.
Yeah. You
That's
actually
why we
lose
drink
weight.
hot cups of tea, and why we eat chili in a country that is goddamn hot, because it makes you sweat, and that immediately allows you to cool off. But when you sweat, you cool off. It evaporates and it cools you off. Go on, challenge.
No, shoot. One of the reasons, the other thing is when you feel the pain, once you're done with it, like your body releases endorphins. That's why people like feel. That's why people like eating it. It's for the after thing when it's like sweating, when you're tearing and all, and the endorphins kick in and stuff.
And it makes you feel good. So
Yeah.
you get addicted to like.
Also, I think capsaicin has antioxidants and like
Yes, it does.
other health
Really good
benefits.
In small
Makeup
quantities, stuff is good.
Yeah.
Sorry?
There's nothing wrong with it. But it's just that
I'll go on YouTube, huh?
like, yeah, you're on YouTube.
Hurry, I'm shocked.
The taste, smell,